being a paramedic, it gives you a sense of purpose.
You can put a smile on someone's face in their darkest moment.
It's not a job for me, it's my life.
As soon as you put on the blue suit, your actions are potentially going to save this person's life. That's what I'm there for.
This job is by far the best job in the universe.
Ambulance emergency, what town or suburb?
Oh my God, the ambulance here, there's a lot of blood.
Every day, Australian ambulance services receive more than 8,000 cries for help.
A red motorcyclist hit by car.
Is he breathing? I don't think he is.
Each has a story.
My wife's having her baby now.
She's in labour, is she?
I can see him crowning.
Cameras all over Sydney with never-before-seen access.
Is he breathing?
She can't move.
Blood all over the bed.
We need an ambulance, please.
From the heart of the control centre,
Remember, the baby's going to be slippery. Don't drop him.
tracking 000 calls from the moment they land,
They'll tell you how to do resuscitation.
1, 2.
and the crucial role of dispatchers,
City to 999.
deciding who gets care first.
I have to reassign you for a higher priority.
The workload just backs up and then people keep calling.
I've got one ambulance available. One.
They're coming to lights and sirens.
To the paramedics on the front line in their race against time to save lives.
And that's what it's all about for us.
Do you understand you almost died tonight?
We've got you.
Has this happened to you before? Do you know where you are?
I just need to make sure he's okay.
Capturing cases as they unfold.
And what have you gone and done?
Cameras reveal the intimate moments of compassion.
We're here for you. Don't ever hesitate to call us.
Can you hold my hands? Hold my hands.
Just relax, Donna. Everything's all good.
He's okay, all right? Okay, we're taking good care of him, all right? Okay, you're all right.
The hardships.
I've already organised the ambulance.
It's just a very, very stressful waiting game for that first crew to get on scene.
And the action.
It's a big one.
Hello, ambulance.
So what's happened?
I need you to remain calm.
I understand you're really scared,
I could almost guarantee you would pass out.
but...
Behind the lights and sirens
How you doing, brother?
What's your name, buddy?
I'm here to help you.
of New South Wales Ambulance.
You're safe. Okay, we got you.
We're more than happy to help. That's our job.
I did not expect that at all.
Feel for a pulse for me, please. That's the reality. That's the job. It's certainly not a job for everyone.
A very good morning to all crews. Stand by for the 7:35 sign-on. If I could please start with Blacktown Superstation for sign-on, thank you.
How are you? How you going?
I need to ask you a really important question. Why do you only have half a sugar in your coffee?
Seriously?
I'll have 1 sugar, but it's still a bit bitter for me.
Is that because you're not sweet enough?
No, I'm too sweet, that's why.
We'll get there. Oh, and did it work out on Monday? Which means that I am now a 90-year-old woman. Oh my God.
It's the start of day shift at the Sydney Control Centre, which receives the most emergency calls in the country.
You can't predict a day shift. Everyone in here is going to have a different experience today, so you never honestly know what's going to happen for you.
Ambulance emergency, what town or suburb, please?
Every 27 seconds today, a call for help will be answered.
Tell me exactly what's happened.
Next door neighbour's stuck under his car. The jack's come off and he's stuck under there and we can't get him up and we can't get him out.
I have a young boy here that has been bitten on his left thumb by what we presume to be is a redback spider.
So we've got the paramedics organised. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to stay on the line with you as long as I can.
There he is. He's in there, ready to go. He's keen.
Oh, all right, ready for a day.
Also clocking on, 136 paramedic teams who will service Sydney's 5 million people.
8:33 Sydney.
33.
Yeah, thank you. We're right to receive our first case. What are we going to get today?
Coffee.
And cold.
And cold. See what we get.
Ambulance emergency, what town or suburb? Hi, we're in Regent's Park in New South Wales. Tell me exactly what's happened. Got an injured employee. We've had a metal roller fall onto his head.
As the workday begins, calls to workplace incidents start to roll in.
We've got a worker that's fallen off the roof.
Is he awake?
No, I don't know. He's bleeding.
Vehicle accidents are the most common source of serious injury in the workplace.
So the forklift has fallen on his own? On his hand? Okay.
A forklift has rolled over at a warehouse, crushing the driver's hand beneath it.
Don't move him unless it's absolutely necessary. Just tell him to be still and wait for help to arrive. Is he losing feeling in his hand?
He can't feel his finger.
Call taker Tim records initial information to help determine how urgently paramedics are required.
Alright, and this is being organised, so I'm organising help for you now. Stay on the line, I'll tell you exactly what. We'll need to go very quickly.
That's our second forklift injury at the moment that's running. Literally within a 5-kilometre radius.
Dispatcher Cameron handles the logistics of sending available paramedics to the scene.
825, would you be in a position to clear for a traumatic injury, forklift, V hand, Wetherell Park?
Most certainly, drop it down.
Paramedics are dispatched from Bankstown, the ambulance station nearest the accident.
Not a day to be using a forklift, eh?
How far away are we from this?
12 minutes, 5K. I'll get there in under 10. Watch, man.
All right. You're gonna make me sick, aren't you? Watch me.
I've been a paramedic coming up to almost 7 years now. My father's a paramedic, my wife's in the ambulance service. I've grown up around the organisation my whole life. Yeah, ambulance. No, you're all right, mate. Don't worry about it.
After you.
Cool, thanks.
The adrenaline definitely kicks in when we get given the high trauma jobs. They get us excited for the job that we do, and we're keen to help someone who is potentially at that worst day of their lives.
Oh, here we go.
Look at that, he's just snaked this free lane. Coming in on your hot golfy.
He's gonna race you. He's really pumping, isn't he?
Banging it.
Kill me! No. Kill me!
And can you give me some information on what's happening with his hand? Is there a change of colour or anything like that?
It's going a slight slightly purple colour.
Slightly purple colour. Okay. So it seems this one may be worse than initially thought. The patient was quite distressed.
Coming as quickly as they can.
Where we going, mate? Right down? All right, mate.
Right, apparently.
There's the forklift.
Where's the patient?
Is that forklift safe? It's smoking like that?
Turned off, yes, and I've got that organised.
What's his name? What's your name, sweetheart? What's your name? Eamon.
I'm losing my arm, man.
No. Listen
honestly,
listen to us.
It's numbing, yeah, it's tensing.
I need you to breathe on this.
It feels swelling, it's tensing.
Breathe on this for me. Breathe on this.
Do you want ketamine or not?
I need to have a look at it.
Okay.
I've only seen it from the top.
How old are you?
Look that way for me.
26, I can't.
That's all right. Yes.
The injury is severe. Eamon's circulation is compromised, and without urgent surgery, he faces permanent damage. First, they need to manage his pain.
825 portable.
825, go ahead.
I have ICR1 for ketamine.
Ketamine is amongst the strongest painkillers available to paramedics, but it can only be administered by specialists. And they are 12 minutes away.
Why can't I stretch my fingers?
Thanks,
I'm losing my hand.
No, listen.
I'm losing my hand.
Breathe on this for me.
Just say it.
Breathe on
Just
this.
say it.
You don't know until we get to hospital and you have some scans, okay? I'm going to give you some morphine, okay?
What do you want?
Straighten your arm out, just some morphine on Dean's, please.
Just got my hand off. Just get it off. Feels like it's squashed in.
Listen, your hand was squashed, mate, by the forklift, okay? We know that.
Just take me surgery, put me
We're
to sleep, put me to sleep.
We have some paramedics coming with some super strong medicine,
Just
okay?
take me to hospital, put me to sleep.
All right.
It's burning.
Paramedics Sophie and Josh are treating Eamon, whose hand was crushed under a forklift. The injury is so severe, they've asked specialists to bring ketamine, a powerful pain reliever. Until it arrives, Sophie is giving Eamon morphine.
I need this arm, my love. Okay.
Oh, my hand.
Deep breaths.
Ah!
Eamon, deep breaths.
I can't. The pain is too much.
I'm going to give you some morphine, okay? I know it hurts. I know. We're getting
squashed.
I
It's
know.
burning. I can't feel nothing.
I know.
I know,
sweetheart.
leave me.
She's not going to leave you, okay?
It's burning. I can't feel nothing.
We know. Okay. I need you to stay still for me, my love. I need you to stay still. I became a paramedic because in year 10 at school, I witnessed quite a horrific car accident where a few people died. I did feel a bit helpless there. We couldn't do a lot. It was something that really triggered my ambition for this job. All right, nice and calm for me. I think me staying calm throughout these big jobs is not only holding me together, it's holding the patient together. Because the worst thing I could do would be to panic, and that would make the patient panic, and it would turn a molehill into an absolute mountain.
This is embarrassing.
We've got you.
This is embarrassing. I'm sorry.
Don't apologise. Good man. Slow it down. Slow it down. Calming people down by talking to them is probably my #1 skill in this job.
He's had the whole forklift land on his hand and split from here to there.
Hey man, listen to me. I need you to go to a happy place, okay? In order for this ketamine to work, I need you to focus, right?
I can't swallow. I'm gonna vomit. I need water. I need something. Okay. Get some more. Scratch my nose.
Yeah. Sure. Here you go.
No, underneath.
Squeeze that.
There
you go. Just give a second.
Thank you.
We have to do this first. We're good to go, slowly.
Am I strapped in?
You are strapped in. You're safe. You're safe.
Just kill me.
Are you cold?
Just kill me.
Can I put a blanket on you?
Just kill me.
I'm not going to kill you.
Kill me.
It's not my job.
Kill me.
I save people. I don't kill people, sweetheart.
So the jobs I love most are the high adrenaline jobs. The car crashes, the cardiac arrests, the traumas. All these high adrenaline jobs is that brochure that I signed up for. We can take someone from the worst day of their lives to hospital to receive treatment, to come back home in one piece. And I think that's the most rewarding part of these high-intensity jobs.
What's that? Oh, someone else has got a good job.
I know.
Come on.
I got job envy.
Oh, good. You know how to obey the...
Yeah. Can move left when there's an emergency. Hi, guys.
Yeah, me
Aw.
too. I want what they're
Where
going
are they
to.
going? They're just going to get breakfast.
At Liverpool in Sydney's southwest, paramedics Tammy and Sam are working together for the first time.
It's cheese. Do you want some cheese? Yeah. You've got heaps better food in your lunchbox than I do. Thanks.
Love my lunchbox.
833, switch you in a position to clear for a 1 Charlie MBA in Government Matter West. 3 vehicle, 1 female pregnant. 7 months, waters have broken from impact.
833 copy.
There's been a car accident 6 kilometres away from where Sam and Tammy are located. It will take about 10 minutes to reach the scene. Of most concern, one of the drivers involved is 7 months pregnant.
Hey,
3-car accident, female patient. Waters have broken. Yep, go to that side. Yep, just drive at them. If you don't drive at them, they won't move.
I know.
Stop. Mate! Stop. Jesus, up there. Oh, a little bit excited about our first shift together.
Do you trust me? Driving license sirens?
Oh, I'm going to have to.
Your relationship with your partner on road is huge.
Clear left. Thank you.
You're with them for 12 hours a day in an ambulance. It's important to have good communication, to be able to work together as a team, and to be able to do everything that that patient needs. So yeah, it's massively important.
Anything you like to do on scene, you don't like to do on scene?
I'm happy we talk most things out.
Yep.
Get a bit of a plan happening.
Yep. Are you okay if I go straight to the patient?
Yeah.
Who's pregnant?
Yeah.
Do you want to find out who was in what car and how many we've actually got? There we go. Okay, so everybody's out.
Bit of a low-speed accident. He's got a bit of seatbelt trauma.
Yep.
Her, on the other hand, her water's broken. She's really worried.
Okay. Now, we were told you were pregnant. How many weeks pregnant are you? 7 months, okay. And do you feel like your waters have broken? Yeah, it's okay. And okay. During the time that we've been sitting here, have you felt any movements, any kicks? No? Okay. I'll get you inside and then I can do a bit more of an assessment where there's not so many people.
While the mother appears to have escaped serious injury, the concern now is for the safety of her unborn child.
I'm just going to have a look at your belly and a bit of a feel, okay? It's all right. Just relax. Tell me if it hurts. If I touch anywhere and it hurts, okay? That's a horrible feeling. When mum can't feel the baby moving, the waters have broken. I just cross my fingers and hope that baby is still going to be alive. I'm just going to have a look at your belly and a bit of a feel, okay?
Paramedics Tammy and Sam are on the scene of a multiple vehicle accident.
Yeah, abdo soft on palpation.
The patient of most concern is a woman who's 7 months pregnant. Tammy is looking for signs of movement from her unborn baby.
It's all right, just relax. Tell me if it hurts. If I touch anywhere and it hurts, okay? So, all of her obs are nice and within range. But yeah, I want to code 3 that.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I want major trauma.
6, urgent.
Yes, urgent, please.
Yeah, just a code 3 for Liverpool, thanks.
I'm just going to put the seatbelts on. We're going to go straight down to Liverpool Hospital. So you've had a fairly decent hit, and with bubs and the abrasions, they'll have a check of the baby, they'll have a listen to his heart rate.
Just going to flick the sirens on.
So we're just going to put the sirens on to make people move out of our way.
There's no detectable movement from the baby, and the ambulance doesn't carry the specialised equipment needed to check for a heartbeat.
We'll bring the ultrasound down, and they'll ultrasound so that they can see if baby's doing all right, okay? So that's going to be one of their first priorities, is they're going to have a listen for you to put you in it.
833, what's your ETA, sorry?
ETA is 13 minutes, 1-3.
Thanks, 833, we'll see you shortly.
When you go to a job involving a pregnancy, it's not one patient, it's 2. There's that extra sense of pressure that you have an unborn life that you need to take care of. I feel a bit more nervous when I go to jobs like that. I have a 4-year-old and I have a 15-month-old baby. I think every mother, as soon as they become pregnant, their sole job is to make sure that their baby is going to be okay. I could only imagine the fear that that mother must be going through at that time.
I'm not going to lie to them and tell them that everything's going to be okay. I don't want them looking back and saying, she told me everything's going to be okay. And it wasn't.
It's all right. So this part of the hospital that we go into is called the resus bay. So you'll get seen straight away. What will happen is the midwives, they'll have a check of the baby, they'll have a listen to his heart rate. If he's under any stress, that's when they might talk about whether they might have to deliver him early.
My heart just breaks for those mothers who've had to go through that. I don't know how I would personally respond. I just want to fall in a heap, I think, and cry. She must be so scared at that moment that she's going to lose her child.
I just went in to check on her. Yeah. They were putting the Doppler on to have a listen, and Mel and I were standing next to it. We're both like listening, and then you could hear.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You could finally hear this beautiful, loud heartbeat.
Oh.
Oh, I just felt sick for her. I was like, oh gosh. So.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Oh. So stressful.
I feel for her. And like,
Yeah.
all she wants to know is that baby's okay.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Like, no one tells you when you have kids that the moment you fall pregnant, the cool, calm, collected you is now constantly in fear of everything killing your baby. That was always my favourite sound when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
Every time.
If I'm paying more than $20 for a meal, I'm thinking I'm getting the stitch up. Because I know I can go to Ingadine Bolo and get a pretty doos, snitty or something like that for $20 and I'm more than content. And then Lucy's like, oh, we should go out, you know, go to a restaurant. I'm like, I'm probably going to only get like 1 or 3 different meals from the menu anyway.
Chicken schnitty.
Yeah, chicken
Steak?
schnitty, maybe a steak or, you know, maybe...
What's the third one?
Like a burger.
Burger?
It's just hard being a man, you
Yeah.
know?
You have a tough life, man.
It is.
804, copy understood, thanks. No lunch. I'm way too busy for that. Tried, got a couple of bites in, but at the moment that's going to be about as good as it can get.
It's 1 o'clock in Sydney.
Ambulance emergency, what town or suburb?
So far today, the control centre has answered more than 600 000 calls.
He's talking. Don't push him off the toilet if he's talking now. That means he is alive.
The crab bit her finger. So where is the crab now? She was cooking and she got bitten by a crab. At home. Yep. That's what happened.
Okay, tell me exactly what's happened.
Oh, well, my wife was in the backyard and she has fallen down. She can't get up and I'm disabled, so I can't get her up. There's no actual injury that I can see.
She just needs help to get up.
Yes.
Josh and Sophie have been called to the woman who's fallen. It's their 4th job today.
85-year-old female who's fallen in the backyard and can't get up. Poor duck went on the floor. The elderly in this community, they're reluctant to call the ambulance service because back in their day, you just didn't call the ambulance unless you were dying. And it's a generational thing. They're more stoic and they're just a tougher breed of human. Hello, ambulance. G'day, guys. What's your name?
Doreen.
Doreen, what have you gone and done?
Oh, I've fallen over and the husband come get me up.
I don't expect him to. Have you injured yourself?
No.
No? Oh, you poor thing. We're going to get you to lay on your back, all right? Then we'll slowly sit you up, and then we'll slowly put you on the chair. How does all that sound?
Very good.
Sounds good?
Yes.
Okay, my darling.
Doreen's husband, John, has suffered a stroke, which has affected his ability to help her.
Right,
Have a
there's
seat.
chair behind you.
Sit down. How are you feeling now that you're off the ground?
Breathless.
That's okay. Get your breath back. That's all right. Doreen, do you feel giddy? Doreen.
Yes.
It's okay. Open your eyes. What's wrong? Where do you feel sick? So you were out the back here, you started feeling a bit giddy, and then you've had the fall. Is that right?
Yes. I was thinking about getting the yellow bin out front.
So that's why you're out the back. You're going to put the bin out on the street, were you? Well, I can do that before we go, so don't worry about that. Do you not feel too right in yourself at the moment, though?
I did a silly thing about a week ago. I helped my husband carry a dryer out front. I had a fall.
Do you take blood thinners?
Yes.
Okay. Darling, because you bumped your head and you're on blood thinners, we'd normally recommend you go up to hospital for a bit of a checkup. Okay? Just because you're no spring chicken anymore.
Yes.
You happy to come?
Yes.
All right. Is that a swimming pool in your backyard there?
No.
No? What is it?
Lily pool.
A lily pool?
Yeah.
Any fish in there?
Yep, a few.
All right, my darling. 1, 2, 3. We go to a lot of cases where the poor elderly person lives by themselves and their family's an hour away and they didn't want to bother anyone, and they should call us a lot more than they do. Breaks your heart, you know. These people, they're the reason we're here. Round we get. Well, at least you got no more binders in your yard. They're all on your back and pants, eh? Look, I think society today, everyone keeps to themselves. It's not like your neighbour's getting Mrs. Smith her bread and milk every third day because it's the right thing to do. We'll go to a case where someone's actually, you know, possibly been deceased for a week. That's not how it should be. These people are frail. You've got to bloody look after them. All right, old mate, the bin's out for you. All right. We'll take your wife up to Bankstown Hospital for a checkup, okay, mate?
Bankstown?
Yeah, she's okay. We'll just give her heart a once over and then we'll just take her for maybe a quick scan of the head and she'll be home. Okay? All right, mate, you have a good weekend. How long you and hubby been married for?
Oh, 60-odd years.
That's 3 life sentences.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So this fall that happened, it was out the front of the house last week.
Yes.
Did you knock yourself out or anything like that?
Yes.
I'm surprised an ambulance wasn't called.
My husband wanted to call an ambulance, but I wouldn't. I said no, ambulance for the sick people. Oh, I haven't got my seating.
That's okay. You know how you said ambulance are for sick people? We're here for you. You know that, don't you? I'd much rather come and pick you up off the floor at 3 in the morning than go to a 20-year-old man who stubbed his toe or vomited twice and think the world's ending and he's dying. Don't ever hesitate to call us. Hey?
Yes, but look, I tell you what, I don't want to go into a home.
I don't think you need to, but I think just knowing your limits now might just be all you need to do, darling.
Yes.
The best piece of advice I've ever got as a paramedic is, I was at this job, I was towards the end of shift. I had this patient who wasn't critically unwell, but she was unwell. And we had a choice between two hospitals and one being closer to my station and one being further away. But I'll never forget this senior intensive care paramedic wrote on a piece of paper and slid it to me. And all it said on it was, "What if this was your mother?" And that stuck with me since that day. If this was your family member, would you be making the same decision? Oh, Doreen. Right in a patch of Indies. It is as Aussie as it gets. Right in the patch of Indies, next to the Hills hoist. I'll try and take the recycling bin out. That's just stray all over. They're the people I joined the job for. I love the nanas and pops. Blows my mind though, like, you know, she had an even worse fall last week and didn't want to call us because there's other sick people out there. The zinger is when she said to me, "I just don't want to be put in a home," you know, so in her mind, her proving that she can do all this stuff still justifies her not being placed in aged care. You know what? I reckon if Doreen was driving that forklift and flipped it and did that to her hand, she would have piled herself up and bloody waited at the bus stop for the next bus to the hospital.
So tell me exactly what's happened.
My wife's having her baby now.
She's in labour, is she?
Yeah, they told us to wait, but I can see him crowning.
Okay, as the baby delivers, support the baby's head and shoulders. Remember, the baby's going to be slippery. Don't drop him, okay? Okay, tell us when the baby's completely out.
His head's out?
It's going to be slippery. Is he completely out? Okay, is he crying or breathing? Great. Okay, don't pull the cord tight, okay? Put the baby in mum's arms or on her belly. It's a really good, healthy cry. Are the paramedics are there? Okay, your son was born at 5:03. Congratulations, guys. We'll let you enjoy your family. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yay. Good job. Little baby boy. Oh, thank you. It's baby number 6. Yeah, baby number 6. Oh, sweating. I don't know if that was worse than having my own. Yeah, good. Yay! That's so good. They're the best calls, man. They're the best ones.
It's now 5 o'clock, and already today there have been 870 000 calls at the Sydney Control Centre.
Take a deep breath for me, sir. So he's got bleeding from the head.
Okay, now is she completely alert?
Yeah, I can hear that she's running.
Hello.
It doesn't sound good.
The first crew is nearly there, but you keep those compressions going. 1, 2, 3, 4.
But the shift is far from over.
Ambulance emergency, what town or suburb?
Edmonton Park, New South Wales.
Tell me exactly what's happened.
He's swallowed some steel cleaner, he's vomiting everywhere, and he's coughing like, well, not coughing.
Okay, so window cleaner, is that right?
No, stainless steel cleaner.
Okay, how old's your boy?
He's 1.5.
Okay, so we're organising help. Stay with me on the line, okay?
Sydney to 8:33.
8:33 in reply.
833, HH, you're in position to help out.
With a 1C paediatric chemical inhalation in Edmondson Park.
8:33, drop it down. Oh, shit. It's a 1-year-old. 1-year-old. We want Mel on this. Yep. 8:33, I'm just looking at the notes, that 1-year-old patient with the inhalation.
Can we get IC running as well, please?
8:33, copy affirmative. Sydney PQ1.
CQ1, I'm going to drop down that chemical inhalation at Edmondson Park to you. Sydney 858, those details are coming to you also.
Okay, tell me where I'm going.
Left. Okay, we've got a 1-year-old male who's swallowed stainless steel cleaner, coughing and frothing at the mouth, patient's vomiting, face is pink. Okay, this kid is going to be sick.
3 ambulances have been dispatched to the sick boy. Sam and Tammy are leaving from Liverpool, 7 kilometres away. Car 858 is closer and already en route. While a third car, Specialist Intensive Care Paramedic Mel, is further away.
Is your son still awake, Shani? No, he's not. Okay, is he breathing? That's good. Just listen to me. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, okay? We're going to do some checks on him right now, okay? Put your ear next to his mouth. Check his breath. Say the word now every time he takes a breath in. Okay? Okay. No. Next breath. No. Next breath. No.
So the 1-year-old is now unconscious. That is very quickly going downhill. Adam, you were calling upstairs about Edmondson Park? Upstairs is our medical retrieval unit. So they do have road ambulances as well. They're just very highly qualified paramedics and doctors on scene. They also operate the choppers. So if it's something like that and that patient keeps declining, which it is common for paediatrics to do, they'll decline very rapidly. They likely will task a helicopter if one's available. Now it's just a very, very stressful waiting game for that first crew to get on scene and give us a proper medical update.
Move! Let's go, people. Come on. Away. If it was your baby, you'd want us out of the way.
The paramedics are battling the afternoon peak hour traffic.
Traffic is terrible.
Sam and Tammy are still at least 7 minutes away. Car 858 at least 4 minutes from the scene.
I really hate this. This part is absolutely excruciating. And the wait for them to actually get there, it's very, very stressful.
Your baby is the most precious thing to you in this world. And as a mother, you feel like it's your job to protect them at all costs. The worst call-out is a sick child. A job like that is so confronting when you walk in the door. I sometimes think it could be my child. Then you tend to find your training kicks in.
So our main concern is airway. He's going to be unconscious. So we need PD, resus, everything. Yeah, everything.
It's paramedics Tammy and Sam's first day working together. They're travelling to an emergency in Sydney's southwest. A 1-year-old boy has swallowed stainless steel cleaner and has fallen unconscious.
Okay, so we've got Mel coming and another crew. It's going to curve around.
Is that there?
Yeah.
Car 858 has just arrived on scene. Specialist Intensive Care Paramedic Mel is still at least 4 minutes away.
What's his name? Jackson. Saxon. Saxon.
So he swallowed an unknown amount of steel clean today. Okay. Apparently in and out of consciousness. He was all frothing at the mouth and vomiting before he stood up strong.
Do you want me to call poisons on this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll be back. Hi, my name's Samantha. I'm a paramedic with New South Wales Ambulance. I'm just on scene with a 1-year-old child that's ingested an unknown quantity of stainless steel cleaner. The container is 250 mils, but it still feels like it's got a fair amount of liquid left in it.
We still got IC running?
Yeah, Mel is running. Okay.
Chest sounds are clear. We can't get any other obs at the moment. It's not really compliant with oxygen.
So poison fed with this, because it's unknown quantity, they said it's a hydrocarbon, so similar to ingesting petrol. In smaller quantities, GI upset and irritation. In larger quantities can be toxic. The main concern's delayed aspiration. When you go to a sick kid, yeah, you want to hear them making a noise, because a quiet kid is a sick kid, and that can be really scary. So I always say, when a kid's crying and we're with them, I'm happy with that.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Hey, Saxon. Hey, buddy. Yep, I'm happy to load and to get go. But Mel's not far behind us.
Hello.
Hey, Mel. Tat's
Hi.
got the
Hello,
story.
Mel. So we're very conscious.
Yes, we are.
I shouldn't let that happen.
No, this sort of accidents happen, okay?
Tat, we might give him back to Mum so as we don't distress him. Now, Mum, what we need you to do is be super calm, okay? Sit down, relax. It's going to be okay, okay? He's going to be just fine, I promise. But the coughing's a really good sign, okay?
Yeah. Saxon's condition has stabilised, but he still needs urgent medical attention at hospital.
Can you do me a favour? Can you go and find your favourite toy, and can you find Saxon's favourite toy for me, okay? We can take them in the ambulance if you want. That's okay. The first job that I went to after having my first child, he looked exactly like my child.
Are you right, Tam?
Yeah, I'm getting a car seat. It hits me a little bit harder now that I'm a mother. We're gonna go put it in my friend's car so we can go to the hospital. Okay? Yeah, you carry my special bag. That's the important one. Sometimes I've found myself a little bit emotional on a job with a child. I've caught myself holding back the tears. I then remember I've got a job to do. So you're going to come with me, okay? And we're going to go drive up to the hospital with your mummy, okay? Here we go.
I'll see you up there.
Okay, see you there.
I like ambulance.
You do? We'll have fun, okay?
Copy that, 858, understood. 858 is going to be transporting the patient. The ICP is going to be travelling in the back with them. And 833 is going to be assisting and following up, making sure all vehicles are brought up. From the sounds of it, they're going normal road conditions, so fortunately, it sounds like he's doing pretty well, which is a good outcome. I was a little bit worried about that one. There's nothing quite more rewarding when you actually do get very good outcomes from this. Being in a position where you can send that many resources to that sort of thing, it's where I take the reward out of the job. Actually being able to be there and help and make a decent plan, which hopefully has a great outcome for the patient and their family.
Let's go, buddy. We'll watch for cars. Is there any cars coming? No? Okay, let's go. I have a real sense of relief when you do hear that a child is now fine. You feel like, you know, you've done your job right. That, you know, it was you that was able to help. You were part of that big picture of making that child well again.
Oh, I'll go home and cuddle my babies. I might FaceTime them. Do you mind? No. If I call them? I think they'll be having dinner at the moment.
What time do they go to bed?
About 7. Hi. Hi. Hey, Mav. Oh, monkey. Have a kiss? Mwah. Hey, do you want to talk to your auntie? Hi. Hey, buddy. Oh, God, he's the cutest thing in the world. Hey, Mum, how are you? Good, how are you? Good. We survived our first shift together. Yeah. We didn't fight. Yeah, we didn't fight. We didn't yell at each other. Yeah.
I've seen both of you together.
Is that?
Yeah, it's really strange, yeah.
You do sometimes need a lot of support from your partner, so I think working with your sister, it's definitely different to working with anybody else. There's so much unspoken trust, there's so much unspoken help between each other. It's pretty special.
Okay, I'll speak to you later. Bye. Bye, Mum. Bye, Dad. See you, Mum. Bye, Mum. Oh, that was a cat. Oh, God, he's so cute. Oh, isn't he? Oh, he's just the sweetest little thing. Oh. Mav's waving's getting really good now. Last night he was dancing to that Taylor Swift Shake It Off, and he's going, shake it off, shake it off.
Still too late. Nothing in my brain.
It's a pretty easy handover. Nothing really is going on. 458's needing rescue plus.
Alright, man. Have a good night. You guys get some sleep.
Congrats on the baby.
Thank you, I know.
In the head it's gonna hit. Baby, I'm just gonna shake. Baby, I'm just gonna shake.
Being a paramedic means a lot to me because it's something you can be proud of doing. Something your children can be proud to say that their parents do. And it's something that you walk home at the end of the day with a sense of accomplishment and knowing that you've made a difference out there to the community. I don't believe a paramedic gets stressed in the morning looking to do that heroic thing. I believe we do our job because we want to help people.
Let's go, start the night off.
And, you know, really hopefully get that patient that just says thank you in the end of the day. That's enough for me.
Next time.
I would still prefer it to be quiet, I think. I just said the word. We're not meant to say the Q word.
A slow Sydney weekend turns to chaos.
Buckle in now, eh?
There's a lady on the cliff.
How's she falling?
I think she's jumped off it. Ambulance, tell me exactly what's happened there. Oh my God, the ambulance here, there's a lot of blood.
A mysterious call puts paramedics to the test.
The patient is covered in blood. Okay, so there must be something more to this. So what's happened?
And a catastrophic crash.
Where's the patient? Still trapped.
He's crook. He's going to be crook.
Forces crews to dig deep.
We'll take good care of him.
Thank you,
All right.
Robert.
No problem.